What's up? We are Concrete Castles, and welcome back to our behind the scenes videos. So this is a little series where we're talking about the behind the scenes for the songs and music videos on our new album, and this one is for our song called Running from the Daylight.
So we wrote Running from the Daylight with some new people that we had not written with at this point in time yet. One of them was a guy named Cameron Walker, who does like the Ready Set, Twin XL, and one of them was a guy named Lucky West, who does lots of people, but toured for a long time with a band called Walk the Moon. And it was a very different writing style than we had been doing for like the 2 weeks leading up to this, where we would normally kind of walk in. It was a bit more structured. You know, we knew our places, who was going to pick up what instrument and how the flow was going to go. This was kind of just all up in the air of what was going to happen. Me and Matt just had, you know, a guitar and a bass in our hands, started strumming chords, and then immediately somebody would just say, like, I really like that, let's just record that and see what happens. And it ended up being the first idea that became the song, which was the kind of main riff that drives the song. Matt played it, and they just instantly recorded it. And then it was extremely quick of, okay, that's cool, let's chime in with this drum idea. Okay, that's cool, let's move on to the chorus. I felt like we were like running a marathon, to me at least. It was just...
Running from the daylight.
Oh, yeah. It was very quick, very speedy, and it was kind of like, I don't know, it just felt like it was like a playground. Like it was just no wrong ideas that day.
This song has a huge contrast to Dollhouse, because you guys haven't watched our first behind the scenes, go watch it for Dollhouse, but that was one of the first songs we wrote for this album, and it was like, we're trying a new thing, we're having a new process. Album is not being released in order of it being recorded, because this was one of the last songs that we wrote for the album. So, like Sam's saying, this was not the same band that wrote Dollhouse from the standpoint of like, we are really mulling over ideas and we need some time and we're like really thinking about stuff. This was like, we are locked into writing. We now know where this album's going. We now have a clear indication. And you sit down with these new people and you knock out something that you can use and be really, really happy with, because you've gained all that experience. Because in between like writing Dollhouse, originally writing this, there is 2 more tours. There was 10 more songs written. Mm-hmm. There is just a bunch of other things that could inform us, like, okay, this is how we are going to write this song. Like Sam said, we got in a room and we just kind of built the song. It was like, it was natural. It was like, oh, next part.
While they were recording the guitars and the drums for the chorus, Cameron was like, oh my gosh, I really like this idea of Running from the Daylight. And then we were like writing lyrics like between like me and Cameron, but Sam and Matt were writing in between us. There was just so much happening, and we finished like the instrumental, and then we were like, oh, here are the lyrics, because they were just like done while all the instruments were being written. So it was a very like, it was a messy writing process, but I think it turned out really cool.
It was definitely the happy accident child of this record.
We were debating even putting it on the record, because we only were supposed to have 10 songs and now we have 11 songs because of this one. So we ended up just being really excited about it.
For Running from the Daylight, like I said in the last behind the scenes, we think of the first thing that comes to our head and we try to execute on it and whittle it down to what's going to work. So what makes sense other than shooting it at night?
Yeah, and we weirdly wrote this song about like, this is so weird, but we like started it and we were like, man, it's kind of like we're writing about us being like vampires. And then we just like rolled with it. Like that was like what the whole song ended up being about.
So we definitely had the nighttime aesthetic going in our heads, like, okay, it's gotta be at night, it's gotta be this. And there wasn't really a story aspect to this video, because
it was more of like the imagery, I feel.
Yeah.
Like in comparison to the song and the vocals and, you know, what it sounds like.
So it's just like, okay, we need to make it like cohesive and look really good and have very strong imagery that matches the song, but also not focus too much on a storytelling element, because it just takes a lot of time, takes a lot more energy, and I didn't think we had time to pull it off to the effectiveness of which I would want to. So we were like, okay, we need to find a barn. We gotta do it at night. Go.
So we're getting ready right now to pack up my car to go film Running from the Daylight. And we are filming it outside and it's like 35 degrees. But we're filming in this barn that's like about to fall apart basically. So we're gonna do some of the shots inside and then do some outside too. So we're gonna get kind of 2 different locations from one location. So we're gonna load everything up now, drive there, and then get everything set up and ready to go.
Oh, these are the lights.
These.
Okay. So they're plugged in. That's good.
I already forget. That was the guy. That's his barn. The guy who I was just talking to.
He's very nice. Let me get your plight. Your struggle on film.
It's to load into this. In. That definitely looks like it should be the thing. See, this is what I'm worried about though. Trying to get. He definitely turned them on the other day though.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Come back. I don't know. I guess we can just set up our light when we get here. This is what it looks like though.
We're having a little trouble getting the lights on. Oh, you did that in 30 seconds. That took. We literally. Okay.
But we're gonna start setting up our little area now. We're running from the daylight. It's like we've hidden in this whack barn for years, you know what I mean? So we're gonna have like this little table behind probably put like a lamp on it. We have painter's plastic to make it kind of look abandoned. So I think, Zach, we could put painter's plastic up there against those 2 windows and like have that one have the light come in.
For sure.
It looks really cool, and we could put painter's plastic over like half of this rail, and like, you know, we can make it look really cool.
We are setting up a moon. Behold the moon. Yeah, so the idea is that we're gonna shine a really strong light through these windows here. And we're gonna have like a lot of fog and stuff, so it's gonna look like just like moon rays coming through. So I think I have it set cold enough, and like that right there, that's what I was talking about outside. If you, I don't know where you're editing this into, but yeah, yeah, those rays.
I'm already cold, and this is like the warm part. Like we are undercover right now. We're gonna go outside. It's gonna be like snowing. We're gonna be wet, and we're gonna be cold. You can't tell how big that softbox is until like Pat's just standing under it, and you just can't see him like at all.
You're like stressing me out.
It's fine.
Oh, wait, this is from Half Awake. From our Half Awake music video.
Wait, what is?
Same shirt.
Oh, okay.
It is. It's a little Easter egg.
Okay. Sam, are you wearing the same thing you wore in Half Awake?
No.
All right, good night, you beautiful barn. You've done us well.
We had a lot of fun shooting Running from the Daylight. Like we said, it was cold. It was dirty. We got to film a music video in an old dirty barn. It was great. But as you know from the last behind the scenes, we still have 6 more of these videos to do. So stay tuned for the rest of them.